Season coming up.
Yeah.
How's your relationship going to be with your boyfriend?
This season, things get very dramatic for Hal and Maggie, mainly because when the next season starts off, we're all separated. So there's a lot of time that Hal and Maggie are not together. And a love triangle ensues, which I was so shocked by when I read, and obviously I have mixed feelings. So I'm looking forward, and I'm nervous actually about what the fans are going to think this season, because I was so disturbed by a lot of it, which can be really good, right? The drama's awesome, for sure. I think it's one of the more exciting things about next season, this love triangle. So I don't know how much to tell you about Hal and Maggie specifically, but there's really sad moments, exciting moments. It's deeply traumatic.
Is there anything involving Karen, or can you say?
You know what? No, not with me specifically.
Okay.
Karen does come back in a way. It's more of a, homage to, she's the reason for a lot of what happens still. But I'm sort of, Maggie's sort of over Karen. Karen's over for Maggie, let's just say. Yeah. I'm distracted by some things that I could not see coming. You guys are not going to believe what happens to Maggie, actually.
Because enough hasn't already happened to Maggie.
Yeah, right.
I mean, I think it's sort of interesting that Maggie is somebody who has suffered not just at the hands of the aliens, obviously, but at the hands of her fellow human beings going through all of this.
Exactly.
And what do you think her relationship is to humans and the aliens, and trying to, assert some of her own power in a situation where she's been essentially powerless for a long time?
Exactly. I think more and more Maggie's arc has become about love, actually, and the pain that comes with letting yourself fall in love, and true heartbreak, and the real complexity of the human heart, and that she's got a pretty wild one. She's definitely got a strong one. She's got a lot of integrity, and she's constantly the voice of truth, and they really use that in this season coming up. Tom has a lot more respect for Maggie as a leader and as a voice of both sides. I think she's somebody who's never been quick to jump to one side or the other. She sees that, there's always some truth in the darkness, and she's not afraid to get in there. And the writers are using Maggie more, as a leader in every way, not just as Hal's girlfriend. It's definitely, because we've been separated now, so Hal's taking a leadership role in his group, which is awesome. His storyline's fantastic this year. And Maggie is too, which is great. And then Maggie also, I wish I could tell you. It's all I want to talk about. WonderCon is it's rough timing for publicity for Falling Skies, because at least at Comic-Con, people are like, what is going on? We're in episode 4, what's going to happen? And you're like, I don't know. And we can kind of feel the fan energy.
Well, with all of these developments that have been going on, how collaborative is the process between you and the writers? You could at least drop hints of what you would like to do, and
totally. This season was interesting because David Icke came on with incredible new ideas and far out ideas, things that shook all of the characters upside down and backwards. We were pretty uncomfortable for the first 3 episodes for sure, because all of the relationships we'd grown so accustomed to, our group dynamic, being split up, all of a sudden you realize how much you don't even think about all of these relationships that are effortless, right? the whole second mass is standing together. There's, where Maggie sort of gravitates to the back corner next to even the background performers. We have, experiences we share, and they create memories. And when we're improvising in the background, we're actually having conversations that help us to really get grounded in the show. So the first 3 episodes of this next season, we were all kind of going, what? And I have to say, the world that Maggie was put in is the most outrageous. It's the most sci-fi the show has ever gone. Scarlet Byrne is phenomenal in the next season, and she, it was just so fun to be put in the world where everything really is out of the it was out of the post-apocalyptic thing and more into the relationship with the aliens and really trying to figure out what's going on. So Maggie's like navigating this alternate universe. What did you ask me?
Originally, just the process between you and the writers, like if you can drop hints about where you would like
so
your
David
character to go.
Yeah. David Icke threw us for a loop, and he was very open to all of our questions and concerns and ideas, but ultimately he was also very set in his ways, and he wanted to execute his vision, which I have a lot of respect for because his vision is rad. It was just a hard piece of cheese to swallow. So I was personally affected. There were a lot of tears involved, if you guys want to know the truth. There was one episode in particular where I felt so concerned for Maggie, concerned for her arc, concerned for, is this going to be okay with the fans, and is this okay for me? And my heart was breaking. But ultimately, I think it ended up being a genius move because there's a lot going on with Maggie now.
We have to do a last question before we break things.
Well, you said Maggie is taking more of a leadership role this season. Mm-hmm. Now, with the promise, they've been promising us new weapons and technology from the aliens, almost like a last stand thing.
Yeah.
Is Maggie in more mortal danger than ever before? Putting herself out there in the forefront, on the firing line?
I don't think I would say she's in more danger than ever before. She's sort of always in danger. She's always in the front lines. But she's still in the front lines.
Okay.
For sure. But in a way, actually, no, she is safer. I'll just say that. In a way, she's safer.
Okay.
Betty, and Betty.
Yeah, this is why WonderCon is important.